come up to the lab and see what's on the slab. I see you shiver with anticipation. But maybe the rain is really to blame. So I'll remove the cause. But not the symptom.
The pod bay doors are open. Thank you very much for joining us once again. I am your host, Doug Heller, film critic and film historian for TalkMovieToMe.com. Here with my co-host, the film critic for, ArmchairCinema.com, ArmchairOscars.com, OverThinkingOscars.wordpress.com, as well as a host of YouTube channels from Snacks to Best Pictures, who has just done a jump to the left, but I don't think he's going to take a step to the right. Jerry Dean Roberts, how you doing?
It's not easy having a good time. Listen, I want to tell you something. I'm probably the least qualified to analyze this thing because we're talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Happy 50.
And happy 50th anniversary. And also, I watched Shock Treatment. And
yeah, see, this was my choice.
Preparation.
Because of the 50th anniversary, and
yeah.
I've never done it. Mm-hmm. And
it's unusual.
That's a tame,
Normally we pick horror
work.
movies. Normally we pick horror movies for Shocktober. But this year we just started with something a little different.
Well, this is technically a horror movie. He is creating a Frankenstein monster.
Well, the whole movie is a parody. It's a tender parody of sci-fi and horror movies from the 50s.
Yeah.
But like I say, I'm the least qualified because I never did the Midnight Show.
I've never done one either.
This is something that I am very, very aware of without having indulged in. I've seen the movie once. I saw it when it came out on video in the early 90s.
Yeah.
And
this one, I was in this from the first time I saw it. Like yeah. The humor is very much on my level, and I think I just appreciate how weird it is.
Mm. It's very much of its time.
Yes, this could not be remade today, and I know I said that about High and Low, but
it would. They'd take the guts out of it, but it would.
It has. They've redone it with Laverne Cox as Dr. Frankenfurter and Tim Curry.
I've heard that was awful.
Tim Curry comes back as the narrator / criminologist, so we would get to see him on a desk doing the time warp. But that would be about the best part of that, I think.
I've heard it was kind of bad.
Yeah, I did not. I didn't try to watch it, but it has so many different elements to it. Mm-hmm. Because with Barry Bostwick and future Academy Award winner Susan Sarandon.
Both future stars, really.
Yes. One.
I think what is his big
claim
to fame? I think his big claim to fame was Spin City.
Yeah, didn't he do an 80s sitcom?
I don't know. I'm not big on. I don't know much about Barry Bostwick, but I know Megaforce and Spin City, and that's about it.
He was mostly television. He's great in this role. Mm-hmm. This might be his best movie role.
Can't say that about Susan Sarandon. Cause
No. She's gone on to be a much more prestigious.
Well, and of course the other future star, the one that also broke out, was Tim Curry.
The one that this movie made.
Yeah, because he was a stage actor. He was not a movie actor, and he became just kind of a household word for just being this creepy, weird, slippery guy, and it was
yeah.
And
Can you see? Okay, so I saw this for the first time in high school. Okay,
So did I.
but I was brought up watching the Clue movie that has
Okay,
Tim
I saw
Curry.
this after Clue, but I knew about Rocky Horror before that.
See, I'm not sure I knew about. I know I didn't know about it because when Clue came out, I was like 5, and I watched it all the time when I was a kid. And then I get to high school, I learn about this thing, and I see Wadsworth.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure I knew exactly what to make of it, but at the same time, I knew that I really enjoyed it. It's so weird and unexpected, and the way that
It comes in the hangover of the free love generation, and it's kind of landed in the middle of that casual, strange sexual revolution of the 70s where you have like key parties and
right,
porno theaters are still open, and it's that sort of grimy,
yeah,
kink of the
and
70s.
there was
And it's
there
before
was
AIDS,
yeah,
obviously.
there was more of an acceptance of bisexual men,
Yeah,
and
kind of.
there were more public.
Right.
There were more publicly than there were before, and honestly, since.
Before ministers and politicians stuffed it back in the closet in the 80s.
Yeah. So this is, yeah, and the movie itself is at that turning point from auteurism to dark auteurism into popcorn commercialism.
And I think what makes it work is that it does not take itself seriously.
Oh, not
If
even
it took itself
slightly.
seriously, this would not work.
No.
I'm going to tell you, I saw it on video in the early 90s. I remember nothing about it, but I saw it last night. I saw it the other night, and I will say this. I imagine it's probably more potent if you see it as the show in the theater.
Mhm.
As a movie itself, and I'm being bluntly honest, a little of it does go a long way.
Well, I will.
And well, let me finish
Sure.
because let me tell you, I'm watching it last night, and my film critic brain is my film critic thinking cap is on, and I'm thinking to myself, the musical numbers run a little too long.
Mhm.
There are long gaps where you can tell there's some audience. They didn't make it this way, but there's some long gaps where you can tell there's a little audience participation going on in between. And I think it was about the dinner scene when I started checking the time. I started seeing how long I've got to go because
the energy flags at about the hour mark. I think this could stand being about 80 minutes instead of 100 minutes.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
the energy flags, and once things kind of start going wrong for Frank, that's when the movie kind of peters to
Yeah.
a halt, and then it kind of speeds back up at the end.
Yeah,
But there's
I like
there's
the
a-
ending.
Yeah, yeah. But there's a section there when he says, "Okay, now it's time for the floor show," and I'm like, like, why?
Yeah,
And so that part does take. I mean, it's definitely transitioned from stage.
yeah,
It doesn't, as they say, open up,
Yeah.
but
I've got a question for you.
yeah,
Okay, and I'm not. Please don't think I'm overanalyzing this because I'm not. But I do have a question. At the very beginning of the movie,
Mhm.
the movie opens with Brad and Janet leaving a friend's wedding,
Mhm.
and you don't have to really look for this because it's it's blatantly obvious that in the back, coming out of the church, is Riff Raff and Magenta and Columbia. And
Oh, I didn't
very,
see
very
that.
briefly, you can see Tim Curry
Hmm.
out of makeup. And because it also shows up when the narrator is looking at one of his slides, he's got it circled on a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, are they following them? I was like, do they know that they're gonna end up at the castle? I was a little confused because you see him. It's like you see all of the people in the wedding, and then you see Tim Curry in the back
Yeah.
with no makeup on.
And like, but, and the fact that they bring it up later,
Yeah,
my initial thought is they had 50 people on staff
yeah.
for the whole movie and they needed to fill the church. So
But I mean, it's not. But it's not like he's mixed into the crowd. He's there,
right.
and
Yeah.
of course, it's the face of Tim Curry, which you could see 40 miles away.
Yeah.
He's right there in the back of the. It was strange because I'm trying to put it together because it's like, did they cause the flat tire? Did they want them to show up at the party? It was kind of interesting. I was kind of putting it together. It was like they don't tell you that. And
No.
Magenta and Riff Raff are dressed like American Gothic. I love that.
Yeah, I did see them. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
Grant
yeah,
Wood.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
But it was just kind of strange. I was like, I don't. And then of course, once they get to the castle, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was just something very interesting. And I thought they would explain it. I thought at least the narrator. I thought Charles Gray would explain it. It's nice to have a former Bond villain in this, by the way.
Yes. Yes.
Diamonds Are Forever. And he's also in Shock Treatment, by the way. A lot of these
Mm-hmm.
cast members are in Shock Treatment.
Yeah, because a lot of the cast members were from the stage show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I found out this was a movie that when it came out in '75, it came out and just immediately disappeared.
Oh, this did nothing.
It did nothing.
No.
Critics were mean to it. They dismissed it. Well, they weren't mean to it. They were just very dismissive of it.
Yeah,
And
it really took on a life of its own later on.
yeah.
It,
Well,
it,
some executive at the studio, was this 20th Century Fox?
yeah.
Which bizarrely, even the most bizarre thing about this movie is it's now streaming on Disney Plus. That's strange. Okay.
See, when they keep calling it a cult masterpiece, I'm like, no, this has become mainstream. I hesitate to use the word mainstream,
Hmm.
but it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and they don't hide it.
Well, it disappeared when it came out, and some executive decided, got the idea that, hey, this is a strange little movie. Let's put it on the midnight circuit.
Mm-hmm.
And they put it on the midnight circuit, and people showed up, and they kept showing up, and they kept showing up, and they kept showing up.
It is,
And
it
because
is
this was
historically, this is the longest running theatrical film in the
It is.
history of movies.
And this was a movie. To give you kids some perspective, this was just before home video really started to pick up. It
Yeah,
was
this is about 8 years.
uh,
7, 8
home
years.
video was more of an '80s thing, but
Yeah.
it really started here. But it was still in its infancy.
Yeah.
And
They were still battling between Betamax.
right. What happened was when the movie came out, it would come out, and when it left theaters, if it didn't come back in a revival house, it just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And what would happen, I love this, what would happen is a horror movie would come out, it would do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And a year or two later, the studio would put it back out with a different title.
Mm-hmm.
And then the studio would put it out again a couple of years with another title.
Mm-hmm.
There was a movie we talked about. I don't remember what it was. I think it was called To All a Good Night. We did it as a Christmas horror movie,
Mm-hmm.
and we realized that movie had like 5 different titles because you had watched it under one title and I watched it under another. I think you watched it under a movie called Death Dorm, and I watched it under a movie called Pranks. It's like,
Oh no, the dorm that drips blood.
Dorm that Drip Blood, right.
Yep, that's the one.
But you watched it as that. I watched it as a movie called Pranks. I was like, wait a minute. They're just trying to shovel this thing and getting a few more bucks out of it.
Yeah, I mean it's what they did with Godzilla movies too.
Yeah.
Or non-domestic monster movies. They would recut them and usually take out all of the non-Americans and put in Americans, or they would just cut out most of the story so that none of it mattered and nobody knew what was going on.
Or they shoehorn Raymond Burr into it. As a reporter named Steve Martin.
I've ever since I saw A Place in the Sun, Raymond Burr has not been a good actor for me.
Oh Lord, that movie. Anyway, honestly, and I watched when I was watching this last night, and I am gonna borrow I'm gonna borrow my criticism from Saint Ebert because he made a good point. He said, This is material that works better on the stage than it does on film because, and you can tell because it's very, 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 very stagey.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going on the screen is you need the karma between the audience and the people on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And you need those pauses, and you need that kind of thing that goes on in a theater, a live theater. In a movie, it's hard to do that, and it's so on the screen, the pauses make the movie a little bland in sections because they're long things.
Yeah.
You're sitting there waiting for something to happen.
Well, you're sitting there waiting with
Patient.
I saw a tweet. There was somebody years ago when Twitter first launched. They tweeted something about waiting in and they didn't finish it. 13 years later, they wrote patient.
Nice.
Chef's kiss, beautiful, no notes.
Nice. When does the media ever get creative? Honestly, I enjoyed probably about the first half of it because it was just so strange and so. The performances are all very much of the period in the 50s.
I mean, the energy is so... It's such a high energy opening.
Yeah.
Like, all the way up through basically when they get shown to their rooms.
Yeah.
And then things start to really slow down, and then, it kind of drags to a halt, and then it picks right back up.
Yeah.
But Tim Curry is the best part of this movie.
He is.
And I don't think that's controversial to say. I absolutely love... What have you done with Brad? Nothing. Why? Do you think I should? What have you done with Janet? Nothing. Why? Do you think I should?
The funniest part of this movie... Look, the funniest part of this movie is the most cringeworthy. Is when he forces himself on Janet in a silhouette. Mm-hmm. And then a little later, he forces himself on Brad in a scene that is exactly identical to
the same dialogue and everything. You wouldn't want her to come in and see you like this, would you?
It's cringeworthy, but it's funny.
It's so funny. Always fun to see squares in a situation that
Squares
is,
faced with freaks.
yeah,
And yeah,
and just nothing that they could have ever conceived of in their white bread milk toast world. I mean, he walks out of that elevator, strides up, and he just throws off the cape and he says, I'm just a transvestite,
and the first thing you
sweet
see are the heels.
transsexual,
And the first thing you see are
Transylvania.
the
Yeah.
first thing you see are the heels.
Mm-hmm.
And he steps off the elevator. It's just, you know what I love about this movie? What I really love about this movie is it's not dirty.
No.
It's kinky without being nasty.
Mm-hmm. There's not really there's some nudity, but not really much of any.
There's one F
And
word.
yeah, once.
Mm.
I mean, largely it's rated R because of the circumstance
Hmm.
and like probably a lot some of the violence. I mean,
Yeah.
they do kill Meatloaf, which
Yeah.
I can't really say that I was against
Mm. No.
in any fashion whatsoever.
His song is the one that I skipped.
It's not good.
It's not good. I kind of glossed over that because it is the same thing over and over. When I realized it's not going to end. That was
Well,
the
hey,
very first time that the movie started trying my patience because I was
listen,
like, okay,
listen. On the plus side, it wasn't a Meatloaf song.
this is true. This is very true.
That would have been the
R.I.P.
entire length of the movie.
R.I.P.
Everything just kind of happens. It's not episodic. It's just very. Each scene crashes into the last one
Right.
with reckless abandon. Sometimes the scenes make sense together, and sometimes they don't.
And I think this is a movie that kind of fell together in the right way
Yeah.
because there is a trajectory to it. I mean, it's not just random stuff.
No.
There is a trajectory to it, but it could be shorter. The songs could be a little shorter. Like you say, it could come in at about 80 minutes. It'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think every scene probably after Meatloaf runs too long. Everyone. The best example, and I want to tell you that because I got to talk about this because obviously it's on the thumbnail. I got to talk about Shock Treatment, which I saw last night.
I don't think I've managed to get through much of any of it.
I saw it last night. Okay. And it's not the same movie, but it has Brad and Janet in it.
Right. It's not, and it's genuinely a sequel to their story.
Yeah, it's
Which is not the story of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
it's directed by the same director,
Mm-hmm. And written by
and
the same writer,
Richard O'Brien.
Richard O'Brien and Jim Sharman. Yeah.
And I think they were trying to grab hold of this. The point of the movie is it's basically a satire on our obsession with television. It's fine. But again, the first hour of that movie is sheer torture. It is deadly dull. And both of them, for some reason, I don't know why he picked this, but both movies take place in Denton, Texas, which is the birthplace of Dwight Eisenhower. And I think that's getting back to the 50s
Yeah.
era. But the movie is basically they've turned Denton into one giant TV studio by this television magnate who wants to take over the world. Boy, we've never seen that.
Yes, you do.
And Brad and Janet end up on a TV show called Marriage Maze, which is basically a televised marriage therapy. They cart Brad away to a mental institution, and they seduce Janet into getting her own TV show. And I mean, the first hour of that movie is just, it's dead. I mean, there is nothing happening. There's nothing of interest happening. And then all of a sudden, Richard O'Brien plays a mad scientist named Farley, who tries to spruce up Janet's image. And she comes out and she sings a song called Little Black Dress.
Well, first you go rip, rip, rip. Then you go snip, snip, snip. Then you're whipping a zip, zip, zip. Split it up to the hip, hip, hip. Then as you strip, strip, strip. Oh, you quiver, shiver. For that soft caress as you slip, slip, slip. To that little black dress. That's minimal. Little black dress.
Let's face it, Mac, that basic black is coming back.
Let's face it, Mac, that basic black is coming back.
Let's face it, Mac, that basic black is coming back.
That minimal. Little black dress.
And it is spectacular. And I will say that the last 30 minutes of the movie have a little more energy. But that scene alone, that one song, I'm like, this should be the energy going in the rest of the movie. Because, I mean, God, it's just so, it's insufferable, the rest of it. But that one little song, Little Black Dress, is so great. It is so great. She looks great in it. She can sing. She's performing. And she's having fun. And I'm having fun. And I'm like, I wish this had been the rest of the movie. But the rest of it is crap. Oh, my God. It is insufferable.
Yeah. I just didn't...
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm not... It is actually shorter.
Yeah, it might be, yeah.
It's actually shorter. It's about an hour and 32 minutes. It's shorter than Rocky Horror. But it feels longer. I remember, what was the quote you had from Heaven's Gate? It's not the longest movie I've ever seen, but it is the longest movie I've ever seen. Oh, God, that was a struggle to sit through.
Yeah, it is 94 minutes. It's
Yeah.
actually only 6 minutes shorter than...
Yeah. Well, physically. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it just doesn't have
Well, and you
anybody-
can tell there was a conscious effort to make this into another cult item. Because there are pauses where you can tell there would be audience participation and then things like that.
Right, because they made this in 81.
81,
which was
yeah.
kind of at the initial peak of craze with the midnight shows. This is when they started with the toast and the costumes and all of that. So they made Shock Treatment thinking, okay, well, this could just be a double bill. And they could come up with stuff for this too. It never took off. It
No.
never happened.
And I've seen the movie and I know why.
Yeah.
God, that movie is terrible. But I hate it when that happens. I hate it when there's something I love in a movie that is genuinely terrible. And it's like there's one thing, it's like in a comedy when you laugh at one thing and you're like, okay, where is that in the rest of the movie?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. there's none of the chemistry, none of the charm. It's all of the weird, but none of the personality.
And nobody has, even if it didn't work. I admire the people who made Shock Treatment for trying, because nobody would make anything like this today.
No.
Because now it has to be all packaged and
Well,
focus grouped, and
Now they couldn't make it because it would get banned in China, and they want Chinese money.
they want Chinese
So-
money. Yeah,
So they wouldn't make it because this would never go past the Chinese censors. I think they actually there's a movie with called Together that just came out in 2025 with Dave Franco and his wife, and now I can't remember who. I want to say Alison Brie, but I don't think it is. They actually recut the movie so that a gay couple appeared straight.
really.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Like, I don't know how you do that, but they did it.
That's fascinating.
This could never have been released.
Well, the problem is nowadays you make a movie and you've got 45 producers on it, and
6 production companies.
6 production companies, and
Half
it
of
has-
them are the Stars production companies.
right, and it has to be. Oh, we have to make sure that it makes money and plays in this demographic and that demographic. We have to make sure it makes the money here and makes the money there.
They've decided that every movie should make $1 billion, and not
Yeah.
every movie is $1 billion movie.
No,
Even a great movie, like what from the last few years, The Shape of Water. That's not $1 billion movie, but it's a
No.
great movie.
it's original.
Yeah.
It's original.
Or
Honora
yeah, Honora.
won Best Picture. Both of them won Best Picture.
No
And-
Country for Old Men.
No Country for Old Men. And unfortunately, and you say, well, give it to the actors. Well, the actors, they want their production company producing it. They want they want this, they want that. And, it becomes a vanity project.
Well, yeah, and the way that deals get struck in Hollywood now, it's all packaging. They have to have the script, the director, the stars, the producers,
The demographics,
and
focus groups.
Yeah, and to even get the movie greenlit.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be they found a good script and then they'd give it money so that you could find all the people to make it. Now it's all packaged by agents because they're handling all these different, so they get like 6 or 7 of their clients into a package deal with a producing and directing and starring in the movies, and then they sell that to a studio.
Yeah.
That's I mean
The
that's
movies-
that's on the big scale. I mean, the independent movies you can still get done, but
The movies are being moneyed to death.
yes, and it started in the 80s. Like many problems we have in this country, it can be traced back to Ronald Reagan. Actually,
Well, I
like,
think the immediate problem
every
is.
problem.
I think the immediate problem now is. I don't have the money to. I really don't want to take out a second mortgage on my house to be able to go to the movies every weekend.
yeah, it's become very difficult to.
It's-
I only now at this point. I used to go to the movies by myself all the time.
I used to go every week.
Yeah, I haven't been to a movie alone since before the coronavirus.
The last movie I saw was Superman. And the movie I saw before that, and that was in July, and the movie I saw before that in the theater was Nosferatu, and that was on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Do you have
It's just-
any idea how very unusual that is?
Yeah,
Just,
I
I,
mean-
don't have money to spend $25 on a ticket to go to the
Yeah.
movies.
I mean, I'll only go if it's, me and my wife and maybe our son with us, or just going with my son.
And that's expensive.
That can be expensive too, and it's like, so all I'm getting really to see in the movies are like Marvel movies or DC movies or things that I'd love to see a drama in the theater again.
And you go see all these movies in the theater, and they're shit.
Yeah.
And you gotta,
I got to see in the theater last year, thankfully, Dune Part 2 and Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, I did
I
too.
got to see that in the theater, and I was ecstatic. But if it's not a tentpole movie, it's almost not worth going to the theater anymore because you
Right.
can't afford it. And you want to see the big tentpole movies on the big screen, and then you decide, well, I guess Anora's okay on a 50-inch.
We saw it because we got screeners, but
Well, yeah.
I didn't really need to see Anora in the theater.
No.
'Cause it wasn't, there wasn't a need to see it in the
I
theater.
think that it might have even gotten a little tedious in the theater. I don't know.
I don't know. We saw it on video.
Yeah, I saw it on DVD screener on my TV. So, but yeah,
Well-
it's hard now, and because it's even harder to justify going to the movies because in a month you'll be able to rent it for $15, $20.
Yeah. I was.
And in 2 months you'll get to rent it for $4 and
What
buy
was-
it for $5.
What was it? Wakanda Forever came out the second week in November, and it came out on streaming like the first week in February. I was like,
Yeah.
why bother?
Yeah, yeah. Like half of the time, I'll like see something that's like, okay, that's coming to the theaters, and then I'll be in Apple TV or in Fandango at home, and it'll be like the coming soon. You can pre-order stuff,
Yeah.
and it'll give the date sometime, and it's like that's next week.
Yeah.
I'll just wait.
Yeah. I'm not
And
going to spend
spend
50. I'm not going to spend $25 going to the
exponentially-
theater for this.
Yeah, I mean, and even if you pre-order it and buy it, the most they charge for a brand new movie streaming right now that I've seen is $30
Jeez.
new. But if you think about it, you're gonna spend $30 on 3 tickets,
Yeah.
plus then the candy and the popcorn so you're still saving money even if you buy it at $30 or rent it at $20.
I don't understand the thinking. Okay, if you
They're
put
bemoaning the death of the movie theater while continuing to kill the movie theater.
well, then continuing to poison the movie theater.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. I watch the whole thing. It started with Wakanda Forever. That's when I started really noticing it. Because I'm thinking, okay, people who will go to see Wakanda Forever in the theater will watch it on streaming in August. It used to be that before streaming, you used to have a movie in the theater, and it would have its run, and then a year later, the following summer, if it came out in the summer, following summer it would come out on cable, or it would come out on video, or 6 months later it would come out on video.
Usually, by the time rentals and everything got into full swing, I would say it was probably about 6 months.
Yeah, it was about 6 months because I remember I think it was Dick Tracy came out in the summer. I think it came out in June, and then it hit video right before Christmas. That's the way you do it.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any, building up some kind of anticipation with this whole thing. It's just not in their heads, because I'm thinking, okay, do you absolutely have to have that money right now? You can make money going to the theater. You can put it in a theater in November, and then if you wait until August, there's some anticipation because people haven't seen it yet. And I don't understand the thinking there.
Yeah,
We have to have that money.
It's amazing how short term all of their plans are.
Yeah.
There's no long-term, we want to have stuff that lasts forever. They've stopped calling them films and television, and now it's just content.
Yeah.
Now a movie is the same as a TikTok,
Right.
and that is a problem.
The thing with Rocky Horror is it would never happen now.
No.
What would happen with this movie? Here's what would happen with this movie. It would come out in a theater. It would play to empty seats. It would get pulled. It would go on streaming. And maybe there would be some people that would find it. But
I think on streaming it would probably still take more time, but I think there are cult movies in the streaming era.
yeah,
It Follows, which we did a few years ago.
that was one of our first. That was our first Shocktober.
Yeah, and that opened to next to nothing, and now it's hailed as one of the best horror movies of this new century, and it's certainly one of the most clever.
Yeah.
Under the Skin,
Yeah.
same. There are people do find this stuff,
But they don't find it on this level, though.
No, not quite.
But they're not going to put it back in theaters, and it's not going to play like Rocky Horror did, because Rocky Horror just kept playing and kept going,
Yeah.
and kids kept going to see it until they got to middle age. Because Roger Ebert said, how far into middle age can you still put on fishnets and go to the theater?
I think he would probably be surprised.
He'd probably be surprised, yeah, especially, these days. But you wouldn't find this anymore because it's, because of the way that movies are structured now. I'm a little irritated. I haven't seen I'm probably we're coming into our screenings, our screeners season.
Just started to get some of the digital screeners come in.
Well, the problem is that I haven't seen many of 2025's movies because I don't care.
Me either. Yeah.
I don't care.
Nothing has really come out yet that has really made me go, I need to see this.
Yeah, I need to see that.
Gonna...
Yeah.
Like, I was really excited about Sinners and Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I pre-ordered Sinners from my seat in the movie theater when the credits started.
I think when Superman was over, I was like, okay.
I enjoyed Superman quite a bit, but again, Sinners is still my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
Sinners is probably still the best movie of the year that's been released so far that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
And that was May.
Yeah.
So, and Toronto, the Toronto International Film Festival is going on now. Cannes just wrapped up and things like that. So things will be hitting theaters soon.
Yeah. Mm.
But the awards push now will get everything that everybody wants you to see. That still won't make $1 billion, but they want the trophies now. They're focused on the trophies at this part of the year and not always as much of the money.
And they're focused on pushing toward the Oscar.
Yeah. And, that's great and all, but half of the time, my personal problem is that with our timeline and everything and the way that things get released and the way that studios do or don't give us a screener for something, if something is only playing in New York and LA, they don't give us a screener and it's nominated for Best Picture,
Right.
What do I do? And it's not streaming it.
Yeah.
Because they're the independent pictures that don't have streaming deals before they're made, and
Yeah. Like The Brutalist.
The Brutalist, was Zone of Interest.
Mhm.
I mean, there were just, it was just hard to see stuff.
Yeah.
And it's gotten harder over the years that I've been in the OFCS. This is actually my 10th year.
When I started with the Online Film Critics Society, this is the organization that Doug and I belong to. When I started, I got dozens and dozens and dozens of screeners.
We used to get 50 physical screeners. At least.
Yeah.
And that started to dwindle down to like
I think I got 5 last year.
45. I got the neon box. That was
That's
the
about
only
it.
physical screener I got last year. And it's crazy because, was it 3 years ago, Netflix was doing everything. They were giving presents and wine and flasks and shirts
You got the
and
wine.
hats. And
You
yes,
got the wine. I live in Alabama. I didn't get the wine.
I got the wine. And like the very next year, they
It stopped.
they sent some physical screeners, which I'm thankful for because they actually started sending Blu-rays, which I'm like,
Yay.
But then Netflix just stopped. And they stopped. They don't even send any screen. They don't send digital screeners or anything. You have to wait for it to premiere.
Yeah.
You have to have a subscription and wait for it to premiere. Like, that is not helpful for people in our
And
position.
I was thinking about this last night, just how bizarre it is that someone could mail you a movie, because I mean, you think about it, a couple of years ago they couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know, you just had to be in the theater. I don't know how, because I don't know how the Academy voters did it.
Oh, they back then they actually had Academy screenings for things.
Yeah.
So people could go, they set up special screenings that you could go to if you were a member, so you could actually see the movies.
And if you weren't a member of the Academy and you still wanted to see all the nominees, screw you.
Yeah, nope.
It's either it's not in your local theater. The hell with you,
Tough. Maybe
Yeah.
you'll get it on VHS in a couple years.
And then again, maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah. It depends on
But-
if it does anything.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Honestly, okay. I had things I loved about it. I had things I didn't love about it.
Yeah, I mean, I revel in its insanity.
Yeah.
Just, I find its lack of sanity comforting when there's just so much horrible insanity going
Yeah.
on. Like, this is just, it's just fun. And it's not a great movie. It's never going to be a great movie.
It's a backdrop. It's not.
But it is an important movie.
It's an important movie, absolutely.
It's
And a window on a time before movies became what they are now.
yeah.
There are good movies now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on all these movies,
There are good movies. There are great movies now.
but it's being moneyed to death.
Yeah.
Something like I say, something like the Rocky Horror Picture Show is just not going to happen again. You can't make that happen.
No.
Shock Treatment is the example of that. You can't
Yeah.
make that happen. You can't make a cult film.
Yeah.
And I liked Rocky Horror without necessarily loving it. I liked that one little section of Shock Treatment. I liked that little musical number, and that was it. But yeah,
Yeah. And I think it's funny that it's so weird that the fact that they are aliens, that they are non-terrestrials, is always forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that is the least weird part of the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
Like completely the least weird thing of the whole everything.
Yeah.
And I always love it because people are like, oh, he's a transsexual. It's like, no, he's a transvestite from the planet Transsexual in the galaxy Transylvania.
Oh my God, I would love to see, one of those, there are those videos on YouTube where you'll have like a real life drill sergeant. You'll have like a real life drill sergeant who'll look at Full Metal Jacket and tell you how authentic it is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see somebody do something with this. Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy that they come from a hedonistic society, and he was too hedonistic for a hedonistic society. They had to kill him.
And I love, there's a quote from Tim Curry. He showed up at one of the shows one night, and he said, "It's wonderful to have a room full of people who are sicker than I am."
Yes, and I adore that Tim Curry he never tried to back away from this. He has always embraced it wholeheartedly and full-throatedly.
We know his image. We know his screen persona. And I think it largely has to do with the fact that you don't know that much about him. He is intensely private.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever he projects on screen, you imagine that's who he is in life.
Yeah.
And he always plays these creepy characters. And it's a unique persona.
Yes.
So.
Yes. He's kind of like because he would always show up in like weird horror movies or thrillers that were also comedies. He was kind of like a modern day Vincent Price.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Except he would often make slightly better movies.
Yeah.
But Tim Curry is just a phenomenal actor all the way around. Like he always fully throws himself into his parts. Did you know that he is the voice of Supreme Chancellor Palpatine in the last 2 seasons of Clone Wars? Because
I didn't know that.
Yes, the person that had originally done it was Mr. Pitt from Seinfeld.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he died.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In between the 5th and 6th seasons, so they had to recast, and Tim Curry came in and played the voice.
Can you tell it's him?
Yes.
Wow.
Not only if, like, I knew it was him, so then I heard him.
Mm-hmm.
But he does a very good Palpatine. I think it's funny that they never even tried to get Ian McDiarmid back until Rebels. He did Palpatine a few times for Rebels, but
that man is living. I mean, he seems to always be up for doing that.
I know. He'll just show up, and I love it.
He said he was walking through a park one time, and somebody yelled across, "Emperor!" And he leaned back and he said, "Supreme Chancellor!" And she just kept going. It's like, get it right.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah, it's a heck of a movie.
Next time we're coming back down to earth. Because for my first Shocktober pick, I have chosen Stephen King's The Dead Zone.
Directed by David Cronenberg before he started making prestige pictures.
It's not body horror. It's a little strange.
No.
It's a little strange. It's Christopher Walken before he became a
didn't
parody
write
of himself.
Yeah.
But I think, have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it.
I think you'll like it. It's really good.
Seen it. It's $5 on Fandango and Apple though, so in 4K, so it's easy to find.
I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't settled yet on my second choice.
I haven't either.
I'm batting around doing the Chinese Ghost Story trilogy, but when you pair it with that gets real weird too.
Yeah.
And kind of like house level weird. In parts. So I don't know if I want to back this with
okay, I want to
even
ask you a
more
question.
weird.
I gotta ask you a question. Which are stranger, Chinese ghost stories or Japanese ghost stories?
Yes.
I don't know. I've always found Japanese ghost stories to be a little more out there.
Well, what I'm referencing is literally the movie is called A Chinese Ghost Story.
Yeah.
And they made 3 of them, and they're really some of the only Chinese ones that I've seen. And they're about as weird as a Japanese one.
Yeah.
The other one I wanted to do was the Yokai Monsters. That was a Japanese trilogy from the 60s that is also stark raving weird. They're a lot of fun, but they are weird as hell. And so we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. That's next time.
Yeah. So we look forward to being with you again. We thank you very much for joining us. We are still just here on YouTube, so hit the like, subscribe, notifications. Tell your friends if you like us. Tell your enemies if you don't. And we'll see you next time. And the pod bay doors are now closed.
If the future were in your hands,
My daughter's screaming. The house is burning.
would you change it?
It's not too late.
Touch this man's hand, and you are in the grip of the dead zone.
I've had another episode.
Only the imagination of author Stephen King could take you there.
Johnny, wait.
With a power that alters the future lives of those you love,
You want to kill your own son? I want you out of here.
I'm scared, Dad.
or of those you fear.
I have had a vision that I am going to be president of the United States someday, and nobody, I mean nobody, gonna stop me.
Is it a power for good or for evil?
If God has seen fit to bless you with this gift, you should use it.
Bless me?
You're a devil. Son of a man.
Who are you?
Who sent you?
I'm scared, son. What's happening to me?
We're gonna get married. Johnny, don't leave me, please.
Don't you see how clear it all is? Not only can you see the future,
I can change it.
I was there. I saw him. Put your hand on the scanning screen and you'll go down in history with me.
I saw his face. I stood there. I did nothing.
Stephen King, The Dead Zone.